So we wanted to name our top 5 mistakes that we've made since we've been on the road full time. Coming up here tomorrow, we've been on the road 6 months exactly. So
just some mistakes that have happened that we didn't really expect, or that we just, I don't know, had to deal with. So number 1.
So our first biggest RV mistake, when we first got the rig, right after we launched full time, we went to Walmart and got groceries. And at the time, I think
I was at an urgent care with one of the kids, or 2 of the kids, and so Brandon and 2 of the other kids were getting groceries and were coming to pick us up. And
I had just gotten 2 or 3 gallons of milk, and of course we had a gallon jug of barbecue sauce and stuff that we had from our last trip to Sam's Club, and I forgot to lock the fridge. So when I left Walmart, Jane had called me and told me that they were done, so I was in a rush to get out of the parking lot because they were roughly about 6 or 7 blocks down the road. So we were trying to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, and got rushed and didn't double check stuff. And anyway, I make a long story short, I bumped the curb, being a little bit too close, still trying to get used to the way the vehicle turned, and our oldest daughter was sitting on the couch, and the refrigerator door comes open, and here comes the milk, and here comes the barbecue sauce. It was a huge mess.
I didn't do any photographs or videos. I was too upset. I figured someday we'd talk about it, but at the time I was pretty upset.
So
it was milk from the front of the motorhome all the way to the back. Like, it went everywhere. And barbecue sauce.
Yep, all over the carpet.
So
I had to go pick up Jane and them, and we opened it up.
Found a place to stop.
There was a big movie theater with an empty parking lot, so we opened it all up real quick, trying to clean it up, and we ended up using
paper towels.
All of our paper towels, and of course we ended up having to go back to Walmart, so we went straight 7 blocks back down the road and went in and got cleaning supplies.
Yep.
It was a terrible mess. So
still finding some milk like on the ceiling that dried, and I didn't get, like, just didn't. It was so much. It was overwhelming. Anyway, okay, number 2.
Oh well, hold up. So before you leave and do anything, you lock the fridge before you do anything.
We knew that. It's just something we forgot. So or you forgot.
Well, I forgot. So our number 2 biggest mistake that we made getting started was checking the height. Bay Landing in Texas. It's 1,000 Trails Park if you're not familiar with it. It's not too far from Wichita Falls, but we were going in. It wasn't dark, but
no, it was during the day. But I was looking for the width of the site, and I wasn't looking at the height, and I saw a tree, and it was really hot, so I was like, that'll be good shade. He come in and tried it, drove under it, and hit a tree branch just with the WeBoost antenna.
Yep.
So that just bent it. It didn't knock it off completely.
We went off into a 90-degree angle.
Props to WeBoost, because when you called them to try to get replaced, they sent a free replacement. I think, like, the thing that was frustrating was because the WeBoost was close to $500 or whatever we spent on it.
Mid 500s roughly, yeah.
So it was like we were worried we were gonna have to replace like a large piece of equipment that was expensive, and we barely got to use it over that mistake. But WeBoost, the company, was awesome. So maybe for our lesson on that was just maybe, like, I was trying to scope out the sights that maybe I should have been watching closer from the outside to help him.
We didn't. Y'all know how terrible we are about jumping out with the camera and recording when stuff happens, and
yeah, we didn't record that one either.
It was a pull-through site, and so as we all know, pulling through a pull-through site, you're kind of, as a driver, you're more looking at everything side to side, your water, your sewer.
You know that saying that, like, what is it? Forgive me for the things I said when we were parking. It was one of those situations.
You know, live and learn.
Okay, so number 3. What was the third one?
So, number 3, we left pictures hanging on the wall. They're attached by Velcro. They're vinyl box. No, they're not vinyl, are they?
Canvas.
They're canvas pictures. We left them. For whatever reason, Jane actually come in and told me, hey, double check everything. I looked, for whatever reason, I didn't see them. Yep. And so I put the slide outs in. Normally that's my thing to do. I forgot
and you didn't see it.
And so...
it was fine when bringing the slide out in, but bringing the slide out back out, they got caught up in there.
They got stacked beside the slide and ripped the trim and everything off. It was an easy fix, but it was kind of a...
The picture is like crinkled and bent up, but it's not really...
That was the worst damage. The trim come popping off, and of course it's held off by nails.
What about playing around with the water?
Oh, so...
Number 4, maybe?
Well, it wasn't us, though.
Yeah, but just as an awareness, it happened to us.
Yeah, so I guess you could claim number 4. Our kids and the neighbor kids that are actually behind us at this park were playing water toss. They come up with a homemade game, and one of the kids happened
They were running around.
Yep.
He was running past it and caught it with his leg and pulled it out.
Yep, it come right out of the ground. Of course, being at Peace River,
tripped on it and broke it.
They don't have any shut-off valves, so they had to shut off the entire park's water system to get that fixed. It's not the first time that's happened. It's been more so of RVers backing off into the water lines, but we could show that as number 4, even though it didn't have direct impact with us. So,
no.
But just be aware of the neighbor kids. So they were having fun, just being kids.
No, they were playing with our kids too. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So number 5. Number 5 is when you pull off to a fuel stop to get gas. In this case, it was pouring down rain, and we were running low on fuel. I don't like to get below a half a tank, and it was already dark that night. We pulled off into a parking lot, and you couldn't see the potholes, of course. And these potholes were pretty deep.
Okay, I know where you're going with this.
I don't know. I will.
Yeah, so it was dark, raining in an unfamiliar area, and you could see there was water in this parking lot, but you couldn't see like what was beneath that water. And so you hit a pothole.
I hit a pretty good pothole going in, and I was like...
So I went out and took a pop bottle and started sticking the pop bottle in the holes to see like how far deep it got.
Well, there was we were judging from the 18-wheeler parked in the lot. And the 18-wheeler was sitting there, and it was pitch dark. Anybody that drives a motorhome, you know you're limited on lights. These fog lights are great as far as illuminating the ground. It makes it brighter. Yeah. But when the potholes are full of water, well, you can't see them. So we whipped in. We hit the first couple of potholes, so I kind of zigzagged.
And it just got worse.
It got worse.
There was more and more, like we couldn't see them.
It got really bad. Can't back up with a tow vehicle, so we immediately stopped, disconnected. We backed the Durango up, and I'd already been looking at the potholes in the water was rimmed, and these are 22-inch rims.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're 22 and a half. But it was it could have been a lot worse than what it was. We did get the vehicle backed up. We got the motorhome backed up. Still trying to find more potholes. We got reconnected, and as we were fixing to take off, Jane said, "Did you see the big pothole in front of you?" And I was like, "Nope."
I had already been out there to measure it with my pop bottle.
So now keep this in mind. It's raining. I mean, this is no small rainstorm. This is a heavy rainstorm. I was soaked from head to toe.
The kids were like tired and crying and like just ready to like go to sleep for the night.
Yeah, we went past time driving. I think that was around 7:30 at night. We were trying to push through.
It was dark. Yeah.
We shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But live and learn. We came close to having to disconnect again and rehook, but we were able to
get through it.
Maneuver. Worrisome though. So we just kind of gradually drove through with the motorhome, and then once that cleared, I knew that the Durango, it would clear. My biggest concern with the Durango is it's so low to the ground and it has ground effects, and so if I kind of eyeball it with a motorhome, I normally tell with the Durango, but didn't want to damage it either, because if it would have fell off in the hole, well, these are by far anything in comparison to those tires on the motorhome. So, live and learn. But we did forget one. We're going to include it in on this video at the end.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we went to Mississippi and stayed at a RPI park. What was the name of that?
Great Wolf, TLC Great Wolf or something.
It's a small park. I think it's owned by Coast to Coast, and so for Thousand Trails members, if you have RPI access, it's $10 a night for 30 amp. It was only 4 miles from the ocean, but where was I going with this?
I don't know, because I thought you were going to say something else. You're going to talk about the slide out.
So we went to we'll come up with more. This is going to be more than 5. We're going to go up to probably 7. So
if you're lucky.
So number 6, where I was going with this conversation, we drove out. I have family in Louisiana, and we went down to visit them in New Orleans, which is not too far from where we were in Mississippi. What was it, about an hour and a half to New Orleans?
Yeah.
So very short drive. We drove down there, and we were
It's a pretty drive too. Like it's all scenic along the coast.
Scenic ocean drive.
Yeah. But
we got on the interstate when we.
Yeah, but you have the option to do the scenic drive, and we did that on the way back.
Yeah. But our biggest mistake there, you're probably wondering where you're going with this. So we went to New Orleans, and we were going to go to the Children's Museum, which we did not know was downtown New Orleans. And
I could kind of tell by the map, but I didn't know what we were doing.
So we got to
just follow the map.
So we got downtown, and of course we missed our turn, so we had to go down and come back around. And you'll see some of this in the video. As soon as we got on the turn, we ended up getting in the side streets. And if you've ever been towards Bourbon Street, was where we were heading. The roads is like a 1 lane, and the buildings, of course, are 2 stories tall, and then you'll have lots of people walking. Time frame on this was New Year's Eve of all times.
Day, yep.
This is during the day, but we ended up turning on Bourbon Street, trying to get away from the traffic, and ended up getting around people traffic, and a strip that really didn't want to take the family anywhere near.
Some people do. It's just not something that we're familiar with or had planned or comfortable with, and it was just something that we had preconceived knowledge, maybe you can say, that it wasn't a safe place to be. So we were like, we got on the street and then we tried to get off pretty quickly.
For most people that know us, I try to stay away from the huge crowds if all possible, and that's not our type of atmosphere.
Yeah.
So for us to end up on that road, and granted, we saw the sign, it said Bourbon Street.
It was just too late by then.
By that time, it was too late, and I was like, why don't we just turn down here? It don't look like it's congested. Well, you can't really tell from the video because I had Jane hold the camera on the dash so people couldn't see it. You can see it on the video. This camera's kind of got a pretty good lens on it. It's pretty wide, so it's kind of hard to tell that they're directly in front of you, but y'all just take a look at that and let us know what you think in the comments. So as far as the last, that was number 6.
Yeah.
So number 7, where Jane was coming from, so since we've been here, when the water line got broke, the maintenance guy came by and asked us to put in a slide out, which is not that big of a deal. We just had to move some stuff in the living room, clean up so nothing would be in the way.
So basically, long story short, when we brought in the slide out, it got caught on something underneath that had been rearranged that hadn't gotten caught before. And so he stopped me, checked it out. We ended up bringing the slide all the way in, or back out. I don't know. You were working on it. It was just like electrical issues at that point because of this cord that got caught from something in storage underneath.
Anybody,
just like, be aware.
There's 2 main lines that run through those slides, and I hope y'all can still hear us. There's a diesel pusher at the dump waiting to. Anyway, there's a 120 and 12 volt lines that run through the slide out, and thank goodness it wasn't the 120, but it was the 10 volt. I'm still searching for the wire. It's all intact, but I think it got damaged on the inside from being stretched, so I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But had to rig it up so it's safe for the slide going in and out now. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel if you like following us.
No options for a thumb down.
That will probably get some. No. And then hit that bell if you'd like to be notified every time we release a new video. So, we'll see y'all later.